Now let's take up here question number 80. It states that a standard die is thrown for 3 times. 2 times 2 different prime number less than 5 are obtained. While third time a non-prime number which is a factor of 18 but not of 21 is obtained. The sum of the numbers opposite to these 3 outcomes is out of these 4 options. So very first let's obtain what will be the number appearing on the die. For 2 times we are obtaining 2 different prime numbers less than 5 and that will be definitely 2 and 3. So for the 2 times we are getting 2 and 3 as the outcome, and the third outcome is basically a non-prime number which is a factor of 18 but not of 21. So talking about factor of 18, out of the 6 numbers appearing on the die, we have the factors as 2, 3, 6. So we are talking about a non-prime number, that will be definitely 6. And you can see 6 is not a factor of 21. So these 3 numbers appear on the die. Next it states the sum of the numbers opposite to these 3 outcomes is. So whenever we talk about a standard die, what happens in case of a standard dice? The sum of the opposite faces is always 7. Opposite to 1 you have 6, opposite to 3 you have 4, and opposite to 2 you have 5. So here the numbers appearing opposite to 2 will be 5, the number appearing opposite to 3 will be 4, and the number appearing opposite to 6 will be 1. So we basically need the sum of these 3 numbers, and that is clearly equal to 10. So this is the required answer for this question, and you can definitely see 10 is there in option number 1. So you can mark your answer as option 1. So answer for this question is option 1, that is 10. I hope it's clear to you. Let's take up our next question. Here I have question number 81, which states complete the following figure matrix. So you can see this is a figure matrix having 9 figures where one of the figure is missing. So we need to find the pattern here, and according to that you will be obtaining the missing number. So in this case you can see that we are talking about these images and these are going row wise. So here on observing these patterns we have these rows, and in this case I am finding that if the images of first 2 boxes are superimposed, then the third one will be generated. Let's observe that. Here if you superimpose these 2, you can see third one will be generated. Here talking about the second one, if I superimpose the second and the first one, the third one will be generated in similar manner. If I superimpose the first and second, the third one will be generated. That means the correct answer for this question will have an image like this, and you can clearly find that in option number 2. So you can mark here answer for this question as option 2. So we get here the correct answer as option 2. I hope it's clear to you. Now let's take up our next question. Here I have question number 82. It states Ramesh said to Rahim that your mother-in-law is mother-in-law of mother of my daughter. How is Ramesh related to Rahim? Whether he is brother of Rahim or cousin, brother-in-law or father-in-law. This is a question related to blood relations. Here let's try to find the relation here. Firstly we are talking about Ramesh, and Ramesh said to Rahim about his daughter and about the mother of the daughter. So if you just talk about the mother of daughter of Ramesh will be basically wife of Ramesh. So I could say here we are talking about wife of Ramesh, and I could say that mother of his daughter will be basically Ramesh's wife, and he is talking in reference to the mother-in-law of mother of my daughter. As you already know, mother of his daughter is Ramesh's wife, and who will be mother-in-law of Ramesh's wife? The mother-in-law of Ramesh's wife will be his mother. So I could see that mother-in-law of Ramesh's wife is definitely Ramesh's mother. Next, he said that to Rahim that your mother-in-law is mother-in-law of mother of my daughter. So basically he was saying to Rahim that your mother-in-law is my mother. So that means I could write over here that Ramiz's mother is basically Rahim's mother-in-law. Is Rahim's mother-in-law. So that means now we identify the relationship between Ramiz and Rahim's. They are definitely not brothers because Ramiz's mother is mother-in-law for Rahim and they are definitely not cousins. And we can find a clear relationship that Ramiz is definitely brother-in-law of Rahim because his mother is his mother-in-law. Taking that case into consideration, we get a relationship in this case that Ramiz is related to Rahim by the relationship of being brother-in-law, which is clearly found in option number 3. I can write here the correct answer for this question is option 3. I hope it is clear to you. Now let's take up our next question.